365 Radio. It's time for Craig Smoak's Off the Radar. Brought to you by Pickup Outfitters. Since 1997, we've been outfitting trucks, SUVs, and vans at 220 Lake Air Drive or createacommotion.com.
All right, welcome into Sick'em 365 Radio, Off the Radar. Just taking a look at a few stories around sports that we might not get to with all of our expansion talk, college football talk, and whatnot. Just a few things today. Going back to last weekend, Tanner Mordecai, who played just down the road at Midway High School, of course went to Oklahoma, transferred, now the starting quarterback at SMU. Last week in his debut threw 7 touchdowns. He was one of 2 Texas quarterbacks to throw 7 touchdowns last weekend. But, you know, that's all over now. They've turned the page. They're looking forward. But I did want to bring up this one quote I had seen from Sonny Dykes. Sonny Dykes said that he got a text from Shane Buechele after the game on Saturday, after Tanner Mordecai had thrown 7 touchdowns in his debut. And Dykes said that Shane texted him, "What's up with the 7 touchdowns? He would never let me do that." And Dykes said back, "Well, we finally got a good quarterback." So I thought that was just awesome. That's great. You know, and back at the time when Baylor was hiring their new coach, I was not in the Sonny Dykes camp. I was very much opposed to that. You have to remember, though, it was in the midst of outside the lines reporting on the school every single day. I mean, entire episodes dedicated to nothing new that had happened, but just harping on what had been written. And so at the time, I thought they needed somebody who was not just a good football coach. And I'm sure Sonny Dykes is great off the field as well. But I think it worked out for everybody. Matt Rule was the perfect choice for Baylor at that time. Yep. Sonny Dykes was a fantastic choice for SMU. And he's thriving there right now. So I think it all worked out for everybody in the long run. I'm not sure if y'all saw this. Jamar Chase was an amazing receiver while he was at LSU. Now he's a rookie with the Cincinnati Bengals. But he's having a little bit of a problem in the preseason. He's had 4 drops in his last 2 games. And week 1's coming up, and so some Bengals fans are a little bit nervous about this. He said that one of them was a lack of concentration, but he had another reason for why he's having drops. And I would love y'all's thoughts on this. Chase said, per Bengals.com, the ball is different because it is bigger. It doesn't have the white stripes on the side, so you can't see the ball coming from the tip point, so you actually have to look for the strings on the ball at the top, which is hard to see because the whole ball is brown, and you have the 6 strings that are white. But for the most part, just have to get used to it and find out what I'm comfortable with catching. So did he not work with an NFL football throughout his entire run-up to the draft, throughout the entire portion of training camp?
That's a great question. I don't know.
I never heard of it. I didn't know that. Did you?
No.
Well, I think about it now, yeah, there is the difference of the white stripes, but I would never have – and I can see, too, when a spiral's coming, that's a white circle that's coming at you if it's a good spiral. So I can see that, but at the same time, I'm curious as to how that's suddenly, with week 1 upon you, like that – I don't know. It's an interesting revelation.
That to me sounds like Josh Hamilton. I shouldn't have quit dipping during the season.
Yeah.
I have blue eyes, so I can't catch the ball in the outfield in day games. That kind of bull crap.
Yeah. But that's interesting. I never would have thought about that, but I'm sure some receivers have had to make that adjustment. So for Jamar Chase, he's attributing that reason, the lack of white stripes, to his drops. We'll see, though. I'm sure he'll be great. I'm sure he'll be fine. Local note, Caden Powell, Midway basketball player, committed to Wyoming last night. So congratulations to him. Midway Hoops getting one off to the D1 level with Caden Powell. Congratulations to him. Some bad news for the Baltimore Ravens today. Marcus Peters, running back Gus Edwards, both suffering potentially serious knee injuries at practice. And looking like both have suffered torn ACL.
Damn.
So pretty big blow there for the Baltimore Ravens. I have not seen an update because I haven't had time, but pretty much the assumption is that it's a torn ACL.
Yeah. Well, they signed Devontae Freeman today, and they already signed Le'Veon Bell. Mm-hmm. Both of those guys on the practice squad, meaning that's one heck of a practice squad 4 years ago. But, both those guys are there, and one of them might wind up starting this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's always about 3 of these stories the week before the first game is ever played. Mm-hmm. There's always one the last preseason game, even though a lot of times players don't even play.
Freaking J.K. Dobbins, man. Like, what the hell, Ravens?
You know him well from the Earl Campbell Trophy Award. He's a fantastic guy. We had him on. He's just good.
Great,
man,
good
I hate it. But, there's always a team or two. Like, a guy just goes down just in practice, and it's it's kind of sucks, to be honest with you. Yeah. I don't care who it is.
So the Eyes of Texas was a big hullabaloo, right? A big controversy, at times over the last year or so with players being outspoken about the Eyes of Texas and, conversations on campus and all that. Well, now the Texas chapter of the NAACP and a group of Texas students have filed a federal civil rights complaint against UT for continuing to use the school song Eyes of Texas. They filed it September 3rd with the U.S. Department of Education, alleging that black student-athletes, band members, or students, athletes, band members, faculty, alumni are being subjected to violations of the Civil Rights Act in a hostile campus environment over the offensive, disrespectful, and aggressive use of the song. That was from ESPN.com, and they want the government basically to withhold funding from UT while they're using this song. So I don't know if Texas even felt the need to respond. I mean, they're going to have to respond to a lawsuit, but haven't seen much other than the story that I saw on ESPN yesterday. But Sarkisian said they're going to sing the song and go forward with it. So we'll see if anything comes of that. But just another little to do with the Eyes of Texas, which
that's not going to go away.
No,
this is
clearly,
kind of like a scab that gets pulled back.
They had a whole commission try to, do a report saying like, listen, while we understand this and that, there's no racist intent with the song, and it's hard to.
How much of that was like anything else when people want to meet about something? Was it they?
I think there was some legitimate reasons for the people who initially were like had an issue with it. I think you could see their point of view.
No,
but
I'm talking about the meetings and all this studying and all that. How much of that was just if we do this, maybe they'll go away?
Well, I'm sure they probably thought that if they took their time and did it thoughtfully and came to a conclusion that people would accept the conclusion and that it was done thoughtfully and that it wasn't done like, oh, yeah, screw y'all, we're still doing the song. Like, they didn't do it that way, so I don't know.
But the problem was screw y'all, we're still doing the song from the jump.
Basically, yeah.
So from the jump,
you're right.
It was, hey, we've got some concerns with the song, and instead of saying, like, okay, can we still do it for now while we investigate this, and then we'll do it. It was, no, screw y'all, we're still doing the song. And then that's what made it worse.
I did see some blowback, though. I did see some people that kind of like, really? Like,
and again, this is just, it's something that's always going to kick up. It's going to be there.
Yeah, no, it is. It's going to linger. I mean, it's probably not going to make a bunch of headlines or many segments outside of this one. I doubt they're probably spending too much time on it in Austin radio right now, but maybe they are. I have no idea. Speaking of kind of in that same lane, UTSA, the fan base is really ticked off right now at their president, Taylor Amy, who announced yesterday that their 6-year tradition, because you got to remember UTSA is relatively new to the scene. But if you've watched the UTSA game, they've got the big come and take it flag, which has a place in Texas history. And that was something that I started to notice, like, yeah, UTSA, the big come and take it flag. Well, that is no more, as President Taylor Amy announced Tuesday that 6-year-old tradition of running the enormous come and take it flag and having a rallying cry of come and take it with the student section doing that will no longer be part of UTSA tradition. The unfurling of the flag, a cannon would be fired during the fourth quarter of UTS football games. That's all gone now. And Amy said that it's become a distraction from the mission and likely to continue shifting their focus away from work yet to be accomplished, which is a lot of word salad, basically. A lot of fans are ticked, like really pissed. They like the come and take it flag. They like the tradition. But why do you think this is? It's because some people who are considered racist or are racist or whatever have apparently used the flag enough to where she feels like it's suddenly a symbol that is one of racism and oppression, and that's why they're getting rid of it.
Here's my question for anything like that. There was, the okay symbol now, if you do it the wrong way, is like a racist. Like, why do we let the racist take it?
Exactly
why
my
do we
point.
Tell them,
exactly my
F
point,
yourselves,
man.
This is ours.
That was my first thought. That was my first thought.
Don't let them take it.
Don't
let them have it.
If a racist goes and starts wearing the American flag, we're going to ban the American flag? Because, you know what, like, I know that happens already, but you're exactly right. You put it exactly how I thought it. I was like, man, if I was a racist person or somebody who just really wanted to do damage, I would intentionally go pick objects of pride, take them on to where they're no longer objects of pride for some people because President Amy will get upset and just ruin it for everybody. So, this is, as you can imagine, gotten a lot of backlash from the UTSA faithful.
God, I just don't want to do my last show today.
You don't have to let, it's easy. Don't let them.
Or just absolutely stop being
But
so
we're talking about
freaking sensitive about everything.
Well, we're talking about people in higher education. There are no more sensitive people in the entire world who think that they are better than they are than people in higher education. And I have a lot of people I respect in higher education, but a lot of them are batty. I think this is just stupid. I think this is like, I'm not big on talking about like woke and all of that stuff. I just think that's so played out, but this is a stupid woke move. I mean, it really is. You are looking to find the racism, not addressing the racism.
Yeah.
You created it, but everybody else just liked a flag.
I think there are people who wake up every day and go through people's timelines and whatever else
Absolutely
just to find
they do.
something if they're getting too much attention.
His name's Sean King.
Yes, exactly right.
And then he's probably the king of racism. I mean, it's just
stupid. I mean, there's things you want to tear down Robert E. Lee statue. Okay, there's merit for that. There's a reason for that. You can make sense of that. But the come and take it flag and all of a sudden trying to portray that because some dude on TikTok is a racist and was using it or whatever, somebody at the Capitol, like that's BS, man. That's BS. And very lame on the part of UTSA and their president. Totally lame. All right. Elsewhere, TJ Watt, massive extension today, 4 years, $112 million with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So he's got his mega deal. He's only 26, and he'll have $80 million in full guarantees. So not bad for JJ's brother.
He'd been holding in. Basically, they don't hold out anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What they do is they show up and they're like, I have an owie. Look at that. It's an owie.
Ouchie.
You can't. And then I'm going to be over here on the side running with a band around my waist and lifting weights until the ouchie's better. And then guess what? TJ Watt's blister's all healed.
Did you hear what Big Ben, though? Roethlisberger said pay the man.
Oh, he deserves it. I mean, it's absolutely, just imagine where he could have been playing.
Well, and the Steelers, as great of an organization as they are, and they're a fantastically run, not only sports organization, but just a business. They're fantastic from top to bottom. They do tend to get a little stingy when it comes to extending guys. Most of the time, that's smart. But TJ Watt is 26 years old at the height of his game. Do the extension.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have looked good in blue and silver, that's for sure.
Well, could have had him instead of Charlton. Taco. Yeah. So they took Taco instead of TJ Watt.
A little bit of a misstep there. All right, finally, the Redskins, team formerly known as the Redskins, Washington football team, they're getting down to their final names for the rebrand. And Tanya Snyder, who's a big part of the organization, obviously, she said there are 8 final names remaining for the Washington football team. I want to know what you guys think about this.
Wait a minute, how many?
There's 8.
It's taken them this long to get
Well, I mean, think about what they probably started with.
Okay, Craig, go through these, and I'll tell you what my theory is on this. Go ahead, go.
Well, one is Washington football team.
I like it.
Okay.
Well, get to the mic and tell us you like it.
Yeah.
The Red Wolves.
Yeah.
That's like probably the most popular one amongst fans.
Yeah.
I would say easily the most popular amongst fans. The Commanders.
No.
Whack. The Brigade.
No.
Presidents, even whacker.
You know what the Brigade sounds like? An old XFL type
Yeah,
thing.
it does.
Yeah.
The Armada.
No.
The Defenders.
Armada and Brigade don't have an S at the end of it. That makes it unique.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Red Hogs.
No. Here's what I think.
Red
I don't
Bulls
like the
Arkansas.
political team name mascot. I don't like that.
I think they've given the other 7 so that when they stay the Washington football team,
Maybe.
everybody goes, well, thank God.
Yeah, maybe so. I like teams having a name that's like, it makes sense with where they are and their history and stuff. And so with Washington, D.C., you're going to have a lot of the politics or Army-type influence and all that. But, like, that's just so the presidents,
they should be the
Commanders.
Washington. Here's one. I got one for you,
Sorry.
Smokey.
Owen just said, Selpenick said Defenders, it was an XFL.
It was.
name.
It absolutely was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the name if it's not Washington football team. It doesn't have an S on the end, so it's unique, and it's completely indicative of where they are. The Washington Gridlock.
Gridlock.
That sounds like their running game for a few years.
Yeah.
Surprised nobody's. There's probably a minor league team
I
with that
want
name
a
or
team's
something.
name, either the Washington football team, which is so generic, but it actually I've gotten used to it. You gave me a T-shirt with that. The other one is just something that doesn't have an S at the end of it. I want it to be unique. How many?
Washington Gridlock.
Well, no, but
They are. It's like the defense. You put them in gridlock.
Well, the defense
good.
but last year's defense was pretty close to that. But
I
they
think
did go
that-
7-9.
I think that Red Hogs is kind of silly. The Hogs tradition being involved is cool, but the Red Hogs, I just think that's...
What's a Red Hog?
I have no idea.
One that's been, skin has been peeled off.
Arkansas's logo is a Red Hog, but the Defenders, that is so generic. That is so incredibly generic. Armada actually
is the name of the team in...
The XFL.
No, yeah, but what was the name of the team? Oh, the Sentinels was the team. Yeah,
that was the Keanu.
In the Keanu Reeves movie, yeah, the replacements, yeah.
Which I actually think Sentinels is better than every single one of these names mentioned. Honestly, Washington Sentinels, that would be hilarious if they did that.
And then Keanu could be your guy.
We got to get to Mickey.
Well, those are the names. They're apparently picking from those, and we'll see. But I would take, I don't know if I'd take any of those on. I guess stick with Washington football team, in my opinion.
None of those make me go,
So, yeah, those are a few things off the radar.
Thank you, Craig. From Owen, by the way, I think it's Salponick is how you say his last name. I hope I got that right from the text on the Washington football team. The Washington Filibusters came from mine. I kind of like that one a little bit, too. All right.